Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Moving Back series. Today I have with me Eve's Eye. Is that right? Eve's Eye, right? That's it, okay.
My IG is imperial_Eve.
You know, you have so many Instagrams. I see you sometimes, I'm like, another one, another one, I don't know. You have too much energy, young lady.
Oh!
Yeah, so thank you for coming on the show today. I'm really excited to have you here.
Yes.
I have so many questions that I want to ask, and I really want to get into your head about Ghana and how you feel about everything. So, I mean, let's just jump in there and start, okay? So first of all, you're Ghanaian, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how long have you been back in Ghana?
It's almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years, okay.
Yes.
I know from our previous conversations, this is not the first time you've tried to move to Ghana, and that's what makes you special.
Thank you.
Tell me, when did you first move to Ghana?
Okay. What I tried to, I didn't try. I kind of came for a year, and that was in 2014.
Right.
And that was like, look, I came to 2013 and I stayed until 2014. So for a good year, I was in Ghana.
Okay.
And that was the time I tried to move back, but it was not working.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
My parents wanted me to come back. A lot of family members were discouraging them that, you know, her being out here, it's not developed enough. That time, honestly, when it was the best advice. It was really true. That time, I couldn't have made anything. I wouldn't be able to have my own production company if I was still here. So at that time, it wasn't right. I honestly believe it wasn't right. So that was my first attempt.
Yeah.
And I was like 24 at that age.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So did you find that it was mainly because of other people's comments, or was it that because of the fact that it was just hard to live here?
Okay, honestly, looking back, I was okay. I wasn't like in a financial hurdle or anything. I think what it was that like it's like you're young,
Yeah.
you're trying to find yourself, you're trying to build a team, and everything was stagnant at that time. So
Yeah.
kind of people saying stuff actually affected at that time, because you know what people tell you, you start to take in, and then you're like, okay, fine, let me take it in. But I still fought that year, because I could have easily went within 3 months, but I still fought and stayed till the end. So maybe it had a little of, like, family members had a little say, and then my parents had a little say. So yeah, it kind of had an effect in some way to make me fully move. What if they said, okay, you're moving, let us help you to build?
Yes.
Then maybe I would have been able to, you know, stay at that time.
I feel like it was a very brave decision anyway, because as you said, you were 24 and you stayed for a year. I mean, there's probably not that many 24-year-olds that could move to Ghana and then, you know, just stay here for a full year, because that's hard.
Right.
Because I moved in 2014 and I found it hard. So,
Wow.
and I was a little bit older than you.
I was a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I feel you on that
so
one.
it's difficult. So how has your experience been this time? Because obviously you've been here for 3 years now. So what's the difference been?
Okay, so the difference is this time I came with a plan.
Okay.
I came with an execution plan, but it wasn't planned. That's the irony of the plan. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Okay.
I'm trying to digest it.
Digest it. Let me tell you how it worked, okay? Let me tell you how God works. I wasn't supposed to stay, but it was a COVID pandemic time.
Oh.
So in 2019, I came to Ghana 3 times. That was my blossom year of life. I was at my highest peak in 2019. And then it went downhill during December, because I lost a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I even lost my phone, so I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe I will have to end up leaving anyway. And then in my mind, I always wanted to come to Ghana. I did not know how. And I remember someone commenting in my commenting section, like commenting on my YouTube and saying, because I was crying in the video, I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave. And then she's like, your time is coming soon.
Yeah.
Very soon, it's sooner than later. And I'm like, okay, amen.
Yeah.
So I think after my grandmother's funeral in 2020, March, then all of a sudden they're like lockdown. And I was like, oh my God.
So you were stuck.
I was stuck, but I wasn't stuck, because I technically didn't want to go back.
Right.
So then I'm like, okay, fine. This is all happening. What can I do to better prep myself?
Yeah.
And I wrote down everything I needed to survive in Ghana. And the number one thing was a car. So when I got the car, then I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere. The number 2 thing is a house.
Yes.
My parents were procrastinating. I started renting, and I got it for so cheap. Do you know how much my rent was?
Wow. How much?
$100 a month.
Ah, well, what kind of house? Was it a house or like a shed? Or?
It is a rented place. It's a full compound like this.
Really?
Yes.
How did you get it so cheap?
It's called going to the goddess.
Yeah. Wow.
But like, I'm literally like, I think I had an agent. You know, agents know, certain agents know how to go into like the rural areas of Ghana to go into like the hidden places. So he was able to manage to get me a place to rent.
Wow.
So if you convert it, it's like 600 cities. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I knew I was equipped for Ghana. So everything I wrote on my list, from phone, from my laptop, my equipment, then I'm like, I'm settled. And then I ended up staying.
So how were you producing income while you were here during that time?
Okay, very good question. Honestly, like, I didn't have income. No, I know I say this and nobody believes me. I did not have any source of income. I said it live and clear. It was I even came to Ghana during that time in November with pennies. I didn't have nothing. In 2019, I was a walking backpack lady. I was there.
So were you relying on family members or?
Okay, so family members, how long would they help you for? After 2 months?
2 weeks. You got 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's it.
Okay, my parents are a little bit lenient. Like they'll give you a little month or two.
Yeah.
But what happened was, it was a COVID pandemic, remember? I was telling you. And then I got a COVID deal from an American-based entrepreneur who wanted to advertise. So through that income is what I used to settle out my grounds here. Wow. So it was not only that money. After that, so many streams of income, YouTube, all that stuff, all accumulated into my staying in Ghana. Yeah. And I would say also, I think I had people watching my videos and supporting. Yeah. So through those, like I would post something and be like, okay, I really love what you're doing. Then they'll send me something. So it was like weird how God just worked out everything. Yeah. Because if I say I remember like, oh, I was working at 9 to 5, no. Yeah, my whole journey has been like Jesus Christ. Like I'm a walking prophet. Like you just go where you go and then a miracle will happen. Because even I had a friend during 2019, shout outs to Kibra. She during that time was holding me down. Like I have good people around me. Like I always get good people and I'm very grateful to have these people in my life. And most of my team members, to be honest, when I tell them to do something for me, even if it's low budget, they'll do it. And then, through that, all that stuff all accumulates.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
Yep.
Wow. So I looked back on some of your YouTube videos and you've done interviews with some serious people. Like, tell me some of the interviews you've done and how did you get these interviews? Please tell me.
Well, honestly, I mean, you know how I said, I'll break it down. I'm a spiritual person. So wherever I go, the spirit follows. It's not everything that is like a physically planned thing. I really feel God orchestrates them. Some of them were not as easy or some of them were not as, comfortable. But in the end, like for instance, I'll give an instance when I know probably you've seen Davido's interview. I remember when he came to Canada the first time, obviously, my approach at that time, he did not know who I was. Yeah. And I remember he made a big scene. And see, not today. Basically, he's not doing the interview.
Can you stop, man? Nobody has fuck. You get cigar. Everything there. I was blasting the guy.
He did not know me at that time.
Yeah.
But then, as I always say, God is wonderful. Your disgrace can be grace.
Yeah.
So when he did that, everyone was laughing. Oh my God! Like I have that video still to this day.
Really?
It was honestly. I honestly didn't post it because I was like, oh, this is so embarrassing. But then what happened was, 2 days after he had an event in Ohio, and guess who they hired to cover this event?
No.
When I tell you, God, he will.
Did he remember you?
Guess what happened? So basically, obviously when you look at someone and then you do something like that, you will remember the person. Yeah. So here I am. We're going to do coverage because they told us to do airport scene, everything. Like go and greet him. So here I come with my my mic, and then I walk up to him. He's like, "Hi!" He was so it was like a movie, and then. from then, it's like we became it was like so like, it was like a, like it was like energy moment.
Yeah.
And even we did a whole tour with him throughout the day.
Really?
Went shopping with him. It ended up turning into some enormous thing. So it was pretty funny at that time, but it was like, that's what God can do.
Yeah.
Don't take this grace as this grace. There's always grace within. So
I've noticed that about you, because every time that we've met or we've hung out or something like that, you're always very positive. How do you remain like so positive all the time? Because I'm sure even you must have bad days here, right?
Yes.
How do you remain so positive?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. The people who are the most positive people are actually the people who go through a lot. That's why we're so positive, because it's like, if you let, if I were to expose the amount of disappointment I've faced, and through it all I become a better person, I only think that it only makes me a better character.
Yeah.
So like, you know, the villains and stuff, you know, the people who are actually like fighting in the movies, they're the most strongest because they're always fighting.
Yeah.
So I think the reason why I'm so positive is because I'm always fighting. I have a mission. I have a calling on my life. And so I think that purpose alone has been able to enable me that, okay, this is for the will of God. So if I follow it, it's not my design, it's his design. And each time he shows me like, okay, obviously Eve, it's not your power, it's mine. Then I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take it. But it's not easy to always be like this. But what I do say to people is that, don't look at your bigness of your need, look at the bigness of your God. That's why I always tell people, just don't look at your circumstance and don't allow the enemy to win.
Yeah.
I remember Riri said, don't let them see you sweat. don't do it.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So have you had like, okay, tell me this might be a difficult question to answer, but what has been your worst day in Ghana? What has been like the hardest thing for you here? You're allowed to
I have a couple.
Okay, she has a couple. I was looking for one, but you have a couple. So
Okay.
Go ahead.
I have a couple. I have like 5 scenarios.
Okay.
I remember when I lost my phone at Afro Nation, that was the worst moment of my life, because that's all my information, all my vlogs, all my interviews, all the people, my pictures. That was the worst day of my life. Well, it was not the worst. Okay, Lord, forgive me. You see how like at the curtain, it was not the worst day. It was a blessed day, okay? But it was like one of them. 2 is when they stole my laptop in Kumasi. Yeah, we were praying, and then all of a sudden someone came to steal the laptop.
Oh, you didn't see the person come in?
No, they just, I don't know. I don't know. It's like one of those things you just don't know who is.
Yeah.
But it was 2 robberies within my house and the person next door too as well. So yeah, they took my laptop. Yeah, and I think the third one was, you know, getting on TV, showbiz was not as easy as it looked. I remember the person that we went through was giving us problems, but in the end, I still ended up going somewhere else, and it made the journey better, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, being on showbiz was not an easy thing, because making money in Ghana is actually very hard. It's not something that happens overnight.
Yes.
So yeah, that was I'll just say 3, just those 3 moments. Yeah.
Okay, so you've worked with like companies in Ghana. What's the pay like?
Okay, companies in Ghana, they do take their time. That's my problem. If you want to do something, don't be procrastinating to pay.
Right.
And I feel like that's a lot of Ghanaians' situation. The way Ghanaians act is the way their business acts too.
Right. Oh, that must make it very difficult. So like, you've gone to work, and say you work for the month, and then at the end of the month you're expecting your money, and then.
Okay, so what I do is I take half.
Okay.
So whether you meet me at the end of the month or whether I've taken my half.
Yeah.
So I think most of the time I end up, I haven't had a bad scenario, but I think with mine, I haven't had a person not pay me. It's just more the procrastination as to doing it.
Yeah.
So I haven't had like, okay, a whole full pay, no, like a whole full month and not paid, no. But it's just the procrastination to begin with you.
Yeah.
It's like they have to see yourself. It's like you have to offer more than what you really have to do. You have to give them a whole universe when they're paying for just only a door.
Yeah.
So that's what it really is. That's my problem with the Ghana.
So has it been difficult, like, say if someone was to come and they want to be like a TV personality, they want to get onto TV, like, how does that happen? What do you have to go through to get there?
Okay, so remember I told you in 2014, I came to stay for a while?
Yeah.
So I built a connection, shout outs to Pa Kwasi from Joy Prime. Now he's at Adom.
Okay.
So I remember I was an intern with him for a couple of months. And through that internship, I think I was like developing under his wings. And then I think when I came back and I went back to look for these job opportunities, they're like, I think I went through marketing developer. He's like, okay, I'm gonna take you to the actual person behind it. And I go and it's him. So basically who you know.
It's very much like that. So is it almost, would you say it's almost impossible to get into certain roles without having known somebody, without some type of connection somehow?
I'm very sorry, but yes. Very sorry, but yes. I hate to say it. I'm very sorry, but yes. If you don't know anyone in the industry, it can be challenging.
Yeah.
But with me, I feel like my whole journey has been, I was, okay, you know what doesn't work for a lot of people may work for someone.
Yeah.
Because like, for instance, like my whole journey on this industry thing, you would think that maybe my parents or people are affiliated with the whole entertainment business, but nobody is. I built my connections raw, like from ground up. So I think that also, that mindset alone was able to deliver why I'm so able to go out into these things and then like prosper. Because if I didn't have those things out there, or if I didn't start out in Canada and build that confidence, it would have been so challenging for me here.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of people give up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm always looking at you. I'm like, this girl's still going. Like, you know, everybody and their gift. Like, for you, that's your gift. I don't think anyone can take that from you, because I'm like, the places that you go, the people that you meet, I'm like, how did this get... Like, the last time I saw you, you did something, you were with Michael Blackson and you were with Femi.
Yes.
And I was just like, I didn't even have words. I was just like, you know? So it's like, it's amazing, but it's really inspiring for those that are perhaps creatives that want to kind of go into that industry, to be able to look at you and see that, look, in 3 years, you've been able to do this. And that's just really amazing, you know?
Right.
To have kept going and pushing through and, you know?
Yep, especially in this land of Ghana where it could be stagnant. Because the thing about me, I'll tell you something that really happened to me. Before you started to see me in those places, I was suffering a year before. I was going through a downhill moment in my career. It was bad. It was like I lost everything. And that's the thing about God. He will make you lose everything and show you how I can build you again. Because in that year, I remember I made nothing. It was all losses.
Really?
And yeah, and I remember I was having car issues. I was having like one of the, like, and to me, you see how I'm always everywhere?
Yeah.
I need certain things to function. And if they're not functioning, I can't function.
Yeah.
But it was a very unproductive year, but God made it come out in this year.
Yeah.
So
what was very difficult about this? I know you've mentioned like you had car issues and stuff like that. Was there anything specific that was like, this is just too much?
Reaching out to people in Ghana that are also like us, that I was expecting a helping hand, in the sense where not helping hand as in money, but a helping hand to put me in positions where I would be okay.
Yeah.
And then not hearing a call back or not hearing them being there for me. Those times were a bit challenging, but what I remember is when I came back up, God put me right in front of those people's faces, and it's like, how the hell did you survive?
Right, that's right.
You can't break a seed. You can't. A seed that's is supposed to be a tree will be a tree.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's
it's good. It made me who I am today.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me some of the highs that you've had while you've been in Ghana. Some of the most amazing things that have happened to you.
Okay. So you see how, like I said, my parents were like, you know, not getting stuff in place at that time. What ended up happening was they ended up getting a house.
Okay.
So now I can use that as a base to develop myself and also build up to what I need to do for my future, which is build, like, probably accumulate land to build my own house. So I now have my parents' place to stay right now.
Okay.
Before I didn't. So I was renting. Now I don't have to do all that. Now I know when I leave to go outside, you know, to do events and all that, I have a home to come back to. And I think that's one thing I always wanted. It was a place to stay in Ghana, because what happened was I was going to family members, and these family members, like, you stay there for a while and then they get tired of you and they start kicking you out. And it's like, what is this? So me having my own space and not having to deal with family, I know it sounds bad, but I just like my own space.
Yes, I completely relate to that, because I'm the type of person, so I need my own space. Like, I can't live with someone for long like that. I need my own things to function. So I completely hear what you're saying, you know.
Right.
So is there anything in your journey being here that you would change or that you would do differently if you were to be moving here again today?
Find a routine for health, because in Ghana, it's easy to slack on food.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything is so accessible. I would have a routine. I would want a trainer. I would want a coach. I would want a mentor. I would want these structures there, and it would make my journey in Ghana prosperous, because I feel like if I have those things in place, I'm untouchable. If you give me a trainer, if you give me a coach, if you give me these foundations, I don't even need money can come after, because when I have those things will make me money. So until then, it's like, okay, but I'll get there. I will get there. Like, I'm going to get there. So
you will. Absolutely.
So that's one thing I would want in place. A coach, mentor, someone that I could affiliate with that will guide me through my process. So like, I would want more entrepreneurs, more people who have been in Ghana for longer, like yourself, other people who know the experience, and then that will aid me to where I need to go. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what would you say to someone who was trying to move back to Ghana right now and perhaps doesn't really have connections, but what can they do to help soften the blow of coming here? Because we all know you can't just get up and move to Ghana. You're going to face challenges in directions that you had probably never even thought of. So what piece of advice would you give to that person to help them sustain?
Okay, so one thing I will tell you is look at my story. I literally came to Ghana with pennies. I said that. Not everyone could do that. If you have a family, please do not take this please. But if you're single like me, and if you don't have kids, I don't have, so if you don't have any of these things in place, and you have somebody in abroad who could probably support you along the line if you, like, say, a hiccup comes, then take the risk. You don't need money. You just need to get a plane ticket. And when you land, figure it out. And that's only for people who are like similar to me, or even men. You only need a ticket and probably only $100. That's all you need. And figure it out on your own.
So would you say that to move here with that kind of level of risk, you have to be someone who's entrepreneurial?
You have to be someone who's not afraid of tough times. And tough times can mean that if you're that person if you're watching this and you know you've lost your job in abroad during COVID, look at how you survived.
It's true.
If you were able to survive that, you can survive Ghana. Because I think a lot of times you overthink it, and it's like, why are you overthinking it? Because when you come, you will meet people, you will meet your friends. But if you're someone who has not been to Ghana before and you're like an entrepreneur, I would say first reach out to brands here that kind of resemble your appearance and work with them. And if you're not an entrepreneur and you want to just come here and just experience it, I'm telling you this advice. A ticket, $100 will get you through. Especially if you're a female.
Especially if you're a female.
Yes.
That's hilarious. I love that. Okay. So we've talked a lot about, the type of work that you do here and stuff like that. So if someone wants to know more about you, follow you more, where do they find you?
Okay, so YouTube, Eve's Eye, Instagram, Imperial Eve, and what I do mostly is content creation. So I look at myself as the eye of the world that will navigate the media very soon. So I'm gonna be a whole network of my own, and I think that's what God is really building the empire. Although it's Eve's Eye, it's not me. Like, very soon you're gonna see that the brand is even separated from me. It's gonna be a whole entity on its own, like how there's Walt Disney, there's Sony, it's gonna be a whole entity of its own, creating a narration for like the proper narration, not I'm not gonna mention other names, but the proper narration of the truth and not media maneuvered, no. So I think if you want to connect with me, I'm more into everything. Like, you'd be surprised that anything that pops up in your mind. Okay, let's say, for instance, you want to come to Ghana, tour. I'll be involved in touring. I'm going to be involved in production. You need production, like, for your products, your weddings, if you need an MC, I do all that stuff. Interviews, like, everything related to creation, I would say, just reach out. You'd be surprised that what you're thinking in your head, I can have a solution. And I also do creative, I'm a creative strategist, so I work with brands, and then I give them, like, since I have the spirit of prophecy, I'm able to, like, pinpoint what will work for the brands and what they need, and it's so surprising how each time it's always accurate. So I can create a creative strategist for your projects, especially if you want to do it here in Ghana or anywhere around the world.
Wow. This girl is serious, you know, seriously. Because I remember we went to Jerks On. We were meant to be just chilling out, relaxing. Before I knew it, you'd put together this amazing reel, like, and I was just like, I'm going to show it on screen.
Baby girl, you're so fine. I can't get you off my mind. Ooh, girl, nah, nah. Ooh, girl, nah, nah. Baby girl, don't need to flex. Dance to the rhythm and you do all the rest. Ooh, girl, nah, nah. Ooh, girl, nah, nah. Fly me up with dreams. The only thing I need. When I'm down, lift me up with your company. There's no telling what you want me creating. We're on the same wavelength. Feel the beat tonight. Something good inside. Set you free, like you lose all track of time. Come on, have a conversation. Don't treat me like a stranger. You give me motivation. Make my life vacation. When we are together, I surrender. Give you all my money. Make you look so lovely. Never feeling lonely. Baby girl, you're so
It was amazing how you put it together, and I was like, whoa. While we were just chit-chatting and having fun and laughing, you put together this amazing thing within minutes. And I think it's because that whole creative thing is just in you, so you can't help yourself almost, because you were just going around and you just put this amazing thing together, and I was like, wow, that's so good. So you should be really proud of your talents. You're definitely a natural when it comes to those things.
Thank you.
Content creation. Definitely.
Thank you.
So what I'll do is I'll put all your links on the screen so people can find you and hit you up and ask you lots of questions. So feel free to trouble her. She's open to lots of questions. She'll answer every single one of them.
I'll let her do the answering too. Yes.
So thank you so much for coming and speaking with me today. I feel like you've been really honest and open, and I feel like you've given a really nice balanced view to this interview. So thank you so much, because it's not always easy to be honest, you know, because people have their opinions, and you've done that. So thank you so much.
Right. Do you mind if I shout out a few people?
No, go for it.
Okay, so I want to shout out to everyone who's watching from outside in, especially those who want to move to the motherland. All I have to say is when you're coming to the motherland, if you haven't been spiritual, do it, because everything that you plant here actually grows. And the great Bob Marley always says, if you put a seed in the soils, it will grow. So come with the intentions of growing, developing, and making sure that you're bringing resources into the motherland and not just only extracting, because it's like, here's not a graveyard. Put life into Africa, and life will begin, and you could be the first person to be amongst the greats, because Africa is now, and people are making controversy about Dubai and Africa. Africa is going to be beyond that. We just have to come together and unite, and I am going to be the future president, so watch out.
Yes. There you go. Okay, so please feel free to subscribe to Eve's YouTube channel as well. I'll put her link into the description box. And also, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, I would love it if you'll do me a favor and hit the subscribe button for me and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment, and share this video so many people get to see it. Until next time, I am out. Kinti Fafa.